Wow, we're live. Welcome back, everybody. This is Sengoku KTR.
Aziz the Hobbit.
Another fun-filled episode with Qatartainment. We would have had a guest with us today, Ghost Store QA, but he couldn't make it. But well, the show must go on, and quite frankly, you don't need him. You got me, Sengoku KTR, aka the Qatari Samurai. Yes, that's not a self-proclaimed title. That's actually a title given to me. I don't know who gave it to me, but So, as you could tell from the title and today's, today's video, and of course the posts we made earlier, today's episode is about samurai gaming, or basically like the samurai gaming in like samurai in terms of a genre. All right, now. What's in your idea, Aziz? Have you ever done like a samurai build in any of the games you played, like a single player game, or used samurai based weapons before?
Yeah, I've used like weapons like katanas, Japanese swords.
Yes.
And yeah, like that's about it.
But have you used other swords like daggers, kunai, shuriken, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, like I've played like there's this Naruto game.
Yeah.
And in the game you could use like shurikens, kunais, and all those stuff.
Now those things are actually ninjutsu, or rather ninja-based weapons.
Yeah.
But don't forget, we are talking about samurai. So sorry for dragging it a bit. But the samurai genre has been an increasing, ever since they were like super popular in the movies, TV, all around. All right, but when they make it to the world of gaming, they make it big time.
Yeah.
All right. You got a lot of very popular games like back in the day, like Way of the Samurai 1, 2, and 3. They made 4, but didn't go that well. Western Samurai, which basically is a samurai who actually goes into the Wild Wild West. Can you imagine? He actually dodges bullets, reflects bullets. Oh man, I love that game.
I mean, how can he deflect the bullets? A bullet is as fast as the speed of sound.
I'll give you one very logical explanation. He's a samurai. There's a hi Flair. Thanks for commenting. There is a game in VR called Samurai Legends. You use only katanas. Samurai Legends. Okay, we'll definitely have to try VR. On which platform? Can you please tell us? And you are only a samurai.
I think he means the Oculus.
And Flair just subscribed to us. Thanks for subscribing, Flair.
I think he means the Quest Oculus. The VR, I think it's like
well, in VR.
Yeah.
He wasn't specific on which VR game, but honestly, to play a samurai game in a VR is quite frankly cutting edge. But to be honest, it's not that practical. Samurai combat's always been known to be two-handed.
Yeah.
With using both hands, it cannot be applied in standard VR. Like it's most of VR like handles are
two devices.
Two devices or one-handed. So
I mean, maybe there's another device, like something that you could use specifically for this game, right? Like
it could be. I mean, in the past, I remember they used to have this katana-based controller.
Yeah.
I don't remember which game was it for, but it was not that popular back then. Or was it? I can't be sure. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a lot of other games we can also talk about, and like we were talking about Western Samurai. There's also Samurai Warriors. Samurai Warriors had a lot of games made from 1 till 5, and of course with expansions coming out. They got like Extreme Legends, Empires you'd like if you're like into strategy.
Yeah.
You actually have to make taxes, get food for your people, talk to them, say things like that, and also you get to conquer Japan. Wouldn't that be fun to conquer Japan? Wink wink.
Look, I feel like games like samurai games or fighting games would excel a lot.
Not fighting games. Fighting games is a different genre.
No, I mean like when I
What?
say fighting games, I mean like like games
Hack and slash.
games like Ghost of Tsushima
Hack
or
and slash. Yeah.
yeah
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Go on. Go on.
yeah. I feel like those types of games would excel in VR because I think that people would enjoy the game more if they can like be the samurai, be the character, and
Of course.
and you can only do that when you're like using VR because when you're using VR, it's like you're there, you're in the game.
Now, I agree with you, but there's a vital point that has to be made.
What is that point?
Gore.
Like, what do you mean by specifically?
Gore. People want to see gore
Yeah.
when they're in VR. They want to see like the blood,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bones cut, all the flesh and everything. All right.
Yeah.
So, if you see that in a game, and in a VR game specifically that actually employs samurai genre and a katana as a weapon, then believe me, it's good.
Yeah,
It's really good.
Yeah, but yes, like I think some people would enjoy it, but maybe some people would be like scared because it's too real, right?
Oh yeah, well VR is called virtual
Well,
reality.
Yeah. Yeah, it would
It has to be real, Well, it's as close as you can get to real. So there's a comment. Are there games where you are a samurai or use katanas but have different types of fighting styles? That actually is a interesting question, Flair. There are. Yes, there are. You got Nioh, for example, Nioh 2. Any of the Dark Souls games, all right, where your base weapon is a katana. Isn't Ghost of Tsushima based in Japan where you mostly use katanas? I'm not sure. Yes, it is. Ghost of Tsushima is based in Japan during the time of the invasion of the Mongols in the 13th century. And during that time, they, of course, their main weapon is a katana. Of course, actually, it wasn't called technically katana, it was called a dachi. A tachi. During the 13th century, there were, believe it or not, there were many variations of the katana. But that one, during Ghost of Tsushima, was called a tachi. A different style in terms of length and durability from a katana.
Oh, so I thought there's like a synonym for katana, but no, it's
no.
It's a totally different weapon.
Oh no, it's a totally different weapon.
Yeah.
There's even an odachi. But those were used to cut down horses. You know how long it is?
How long?
180 meters.
Oh,
That's only the blade. I'm not talking about the hilt. The hilt is like this big. That's the hilt. You're actually grabbing it like this.
so it's kind of like a javelin.
It is not a javelin. It is actually a katana.
Yeah.
A very long katana. It's called an odachi. Right? O meaning great.
I mean, the question is it light or heavy? Has to be heavy, right?
Oh, it is heavy. I actually tried it before.
Yeah. Like, they still have it today?
Well, they don't have it. They mainly make it for cosplay or
Yeah.
rather like photo shoot reasons. I once had it when I was going on a trip to Japan. It was very heavy, and quite frankly, the space was very small.
Yeah.
I was afraid to cut somebody. I
yeah,
told
'cause
them,
yeah.
I was telling them, I was telling them I'll be very careful, but they were surprised that how I was able to handle it, because I'm a samurai.
Because like, does this weapon have a sleeve? Because I know that katanas have sleeves, swords have sleeves. but
It's
does
called a
this-
scabbard, but yes, this one does.
Or even this one. Wow.
What?
Because it's like, no, because it's so long.
There's
it's
so oh yeah, have you Google it? Google it right now. Called odachi. All right, you'd be surprised, but this one was not used to like man-on-man combat.
yeah, just for a horse. Yeah, like
No, you use it on a horse.
on a horse.
You see, do you see it?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
You see how big it is?
Yeah, I've seen this before. I think I've seen it in Samurai Jack, in the cartoon show.
There you go. Why? Oh, this is an interesting question. Flair, thanks for tuning in. You're gonna make this episode a little bit more interesting for us. So, his question is this: why do samurai have weird masks, symbols, or is it only in games and such? No, actually, the samurai masks were a form of intimidation for the enemies. All right, samurai were basically personifying themselves with oni, aka Japanese demons, ogres, things like that. So what they do is they take the masks of the oni and they wear them, and that's where for specific reasons, so that the moment you attack your opponent, whoever he is, he will actually be intimidated.
So it's used to instill fear in your opponent.
Of course, Oni masks
Yeah.
were incredibly used back in the day. In when the samurai were still going around, it was made, of course, to intimidate your opponent.
Wait, is that mask the one that's similar to Darth Vader's mask?
What?
Is it similar to Darth Vader's mask?
In a manner, yes. You see, Darth Vader's entire armor was based on samurai armor,
Yeah.
minus the cape, of course. But yes, it's based on samurai armor. His helmet resembles the kabuto, which is the samurai helmet or the men. All right, his mask, which also showed a lot of fear, though it was more scientific and sci-fi based.
Yeah.
And you've got and you've got most of his other armor, which again summarizes the soft leather and the mechanics or metal that was used in samurai armor. You see, I'm playing. Hey, Sam, keep playing Ghost of Tsushima. Maybe you and I should play sometime. All right, Oni masks. Yeah, Oni masks. We're talking about them. Is there any katanas? Well, I cannot tell you honestly. All I can tell you is you can definitely try and talk to some of the geek vendors or geek merchants here in Qatar, Flair. When it comes to katanas, I cannot tell you if they will sell you fake katanas or real katanas. Real katanas, of course, they're weapons. They cannot sell them in Qatar.
No, maybe in some places, because I know in there's a place here in Qatar that they sell real guns.
No, katanas.
But I know what I mean is weapons.
Guns is different.
Yeah,
guns is different. Because we got a shooting range.
Yeah,
we don't people and there's a difference between having a gun and having a sword. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they might sell it, right?
No, they won't. Believe me, if they do, you'll be seeing a lot of geeks around there with katanas around. Shut up. All right, trust me. It's not exactly 100% legal because it's actually identifies as a weapon and still does.
Yeah.
You don't see most of us going around with our Arabian swords, unless it's an occasion.
Yeah, an occasion.
Or a festival or a parade or anything like that.
Like Ghost of Tsushima, I still haven't played this game. I really want to play it, but you've played it. So what would you give it? If you would give it a score, what would you give it?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Immediately.
Like an overall score in terms of story, characters.
Story, character, visualization, battle, mechanics. The only one problem, even though I do give it a 10 out of 10, was a problem that a lot of gamers have been facing with it. The side quests seem too repetitive.
Yeah, so they were very similar.
They were very similar.
Yeah.
But they were there just for you to get the points.
Yeah.
To get the XP, and that's it. In regards to history and legends, would you say the game did justice to the story of the Sakai clan? Here's the thing, the Sakai clan didn't exist. It was a fictional clan. Though, to be honest, in terms of story, their basis was very good. Sakai clan was not real. Jin Sakai was not real. He was a fictional character. So was Shimura and the other... most of the other characters in Ghost of Tsushima, except for Khotan Khan, the Khan that was invading the island from the Mongols. Yeah.
So what you said that their basis is good. What are the bases of the Sakai clan?
Sakai clan.
Sakai clan.
The Sakai clan basically is one of the ruling families in the island of Tsushima during the story of the game.
Yeah.
All right. So as you progress through the game, you get to learn more and more, not just about yourself as the character, but you also get to learn about the hierarchy of the game, of the island. I mean, like who's ruling, who's managing the island, who does things like that, who does the trade, here and there. You also get to identify a little bit more about the history, go to the shrines.
Yeah.
All that.
Are there cutscenes in the game?
Lots of cutscenes. Lots of. There's no such thing as a game without a cutscene. Come on.
Yeah, that used to be a thing. They didn't before, probably 10 years ago, there weren't any cutscenes for games. Maybe not 10 years ago.
This game was
15 years ago.
This game came out 3 years ago.
No, I'm just saying the evolution of games.
Yes.
Before they were just games, but now they feel like movies. because of the cutscenes.
Well, yes, but this one was not as long.
Yeah.
You know, unlike Final Fantasy, which is super long.
Yeah. How long was Ghost of Tsushima? If you were to just count, if you just measured the story.
If I had to measure the story along with maybe the side quest, let's say 100% everything, 40 to 50 hours.
I think that's a good time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like
you can literally cover 100%, including the DLC. You know, all right. Why is it that Japan urban legends are told often? Is it to scare or spread beliefs? That's a good question. Now, this is not technically an urban legend. Ghost of Tsushima was based on the actual historic event of the invasion of the Mongols in the 13th century. That's the original basis. So this was a real event in history that actually happened. However, they changed it a little bit more. All right?
yeah,
All right, they changed it a little bit more. And by terms of urban legends, and I think I know what you're saying here, Flair. When in Ghost of Tsushima itself, you gain, you the character become an urban legend. Little by little, you stray from the path of the samurai and become something else.
did they imply what that something else is?
A ghost.
A ghost.
A ghost.
And like, but so like, did the character die, and then he became a ghost, or what?
No. It was it was like he lost a couple of times.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, because you know the Mongols decimated the island.
Yeah.
And decimated the samurai. This was in the game. All right. So what happened afterwards? It's like he actually died, you know, in his way.
Yeah.
And got reborn in a way, ish. So that's why they started calling him the Ghost.
Yeah.
All right. Hence the word Ghost of Tsushima.
Tsushima, is that like the place?
It's an island.
An island.
An actual island in Japan.
And I wonder who are the Mongols?
All right. You ever heard of the Mongol Empire? The Mongolian Empire?
Yeah, I just hear about that.
That's the one. That's the one. That it was like a pre-Chinese empire.
Yeah.
It was started by Genghis Khan. You ever heard of Genghis
Yeah,
Khan?
I heard of him.
He's an old military strategist as well as general and things like that. All right. So he ruled it, and his grandsons and future dynasty, they started to spread of the Mongol Empire, and all the way to China.
Yeah.
And they want to conquer Japan and Korea as well. Unfortunately, they failed with Japan twice.
In the game, did the Mongolians succeed, or did they fail?
No, of course. If they failed in history, they failed in the game.
Okay.
Their failure was imminent.
Imminent,
It had to
yeah.
happen, but they had to add like desperation in the game, so to make it feel like that you're about to lose, but there's a small glimmer of hope.
Glimmer of hope. Yeah.
All right. So back to your question, Flair. This spread of urban legends created the ghost persona of Jin Sakai in the game to turn him from the away from the path of the samurai into the path of the ghost. Why was it the path of the ghost it was called? Right? Because the path of the ghost is very dishonorable. Samurai valued honor.
Yeah.
Right? They valued honor to a big point. And when you like backstab and use poison and other form of weapons that are not samurai, like part of the samurai culture or samurai understanding or combat, you're disrespecting and dishonoring the very ideals which they have lived upon for centuries.
Yeah.
Thus, he actually became like what the people started to call online a pseudo ninja.
Which means what?
Like a ninja-like character.
A ninja-like character.
Yeah, ninjas didn't exist. Actually, here's a fun fact for you. Ninjas didn't exist in history until the 15th century.
So yeah, I thought that they actually came after the samurai.
They did. They were originally just spies and espionage, just rolling around, getting information, delivering letters, things like that. But later on, people started using them as assassins.
Yeah.
And so on. Basically, when they started making the game, they made it look like that he was starting the origins of ninja techniques.
Yeah.
That's how it happened. They even gave him a grappling hook. How ninjas used to climb grappling hooks.
The main character, like when he becomes a ghost, is he like is the only like is the only thing that he can do is talk? Can he like
I mean,
fight or do anything?
he does fight.
No, like when he becomes a ghost, does he just like
No. It's not an actual ghost. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor.
Oh, metaphor.
Yes, that's why it's called Ghost of Tsushima. He rolls around like a ghost into the island. Creating fear around the Mongols.
Yeah.
That's why it's like an urban legend-like thing. See what I mean?
I feel like did he start out like Kratos, like this raging monster? Was
No.
he like really angry?
No. Do not compare Ghost of Tsushima to God of War. I'll tell you in a minute. All right. In the near future, you will do a board game on stream, for example, D&D or such games. We may do that. We actually would like to do a D&D game, but let's stick to the topic. And I would want to do D&D Dungeons and Dragons episode, inshallah, in the future. The Sakai are a branch of the Niti and the Sengoku period, descendants of the Emperor Seiwa. Really? Let me look that up. Just give me a minute. Go ahead. Why not?
Yeah, like this is a game I really want to play, like, but I haven't had the chance because there.
You got PlayStation Plus?
Yeah, I do.
Then
is it free?
Well, yeah, it's free for PlayStation Plus.
Oh, that's good.
I think so. Yeah, it is. Director's cut. Get the director's cut, not the normal cut.
What's the difference between the director's cut and the normal cut?
Just get the director's cut.
No, really, what's the difference? Like, is there more content?
Yes, there is more content.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing that the director's cut.
Oh wait. Oh wow.
What did you find?
Huh. The Sakai clan.
Yeah.
Is a real clan in history. I'm so sorry. I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah, this game I really want to play. Are they gonna make a sequel? I think they are.
They have been hinting. They have been hinting.
But it can't take place after the game because like it's probably a prequel, right?
No. It will be a sequel.
A sequel, huh?
Yeah. So far. Okay.
Do you think there is gonna be more like ninja style than samurai? Probably, right?
Probably. They're going at a pace where you're literally still stuck with some samurai basics, but you're not abandoning the way of the ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there will be stuff here and there. Well, as far as I can see, all right. You're right, Sam. But I don't think they were. Yeah, they were not based in Tsushima. Yeah, you're right. I mean, they were an actual clan. The Sakai clan is a real clan, but they were not related to the Tsushima incident.
How did like the
plus the what do you call it? Their emblem is different from the one in the game. Yeah. Go on.
So how did like the samurai theme influence or affect other like mediums, like shows, movies?
Oh yeah, that is a good question. All right, before we go, is Demon Slayer based on Sengoku era or the Sakai clan? Huh. Good question. I'd say the timeline, at least for Demon Slayer, is the Meiji era, which is or close to that. So which is why you see a lot of samurai like base combat, or it's a little before the Meiji era. So you'll see that there. Plus, it's more about basically slaying demons. It was sometime after the Sengoku period. So yeah, I think whoever wrote Demon Slayer was definitely a big fan of samurai combat. I mean, hands down, right?
I've only watched like 10 minutes of that show. I watched 10 minutes, then quit because it was really boring. Respectfully.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
I'm serious. Like it is.
If you say respectfully speaking and then say boring again, I will hit you, man. I will punch you.
Look, when it comes to shows or movies, I might just like watch 10 minutes, and if it doesn't get me in the 10 minutes, I'll just quit.
That's the thing with anime. When the first episodes are never interesting. It's the middle ones that are interesting. They hype you up. That's how it goes.
I mean, with Naruto, like the first, like Naruto the show.
Do not talk about Naruto in this episode, please.
So how did the samurai theme affect other genres or mediums like movies?
All right.
Shows?
So to answer your question, um, when it comes to the samurai genre, it affected a lot of them. You know, ever since the days of Akira Kurosawa, which was he was like the godfather of samurai movies.
Yeah.
The classic samurai movies such as Kagemusha, Seven Samurai, a lot of those. Even a lot of other samurai like movies were made, like Zatoichi, the blind swordsman. He was actually a blind swordsman. See?
Like these movies, I think were made in the 30s, right?
Yes.
30s or 40s.
Yep. And they were popular.
Yeah, they're still popular now.
They're still popular now, for like classic film buffs.
Yeah.
And you'll always like them because but you won't. Some of us don't have the patience anymore.
Or what do you mean? Like, is it like slow? Is the combat slow? Or is
No,
the
not the
pacing-
combat. Pacing may be also there, but it's rather more about the length of the movie, the duration of the movie.
So how long is one of Akira?
3 hours and a half.
3 hours and a half. I mean, I'm like, look, I'm gonna watch anything.
Yes.
I don't care if it's like 4
It's-
hours or
it's
3
black
hours
and
long.
white.
Honestly, I'd still watch it. If it's good, I'd still watch it.
All right, it's not as what anyone would understand. Aziz the Hobbit, I'm sorry. In order to watch any anime and oh, this is for you. Okay, I'm sorry. In order to watch any anime and be interacted, you need to watch more than one episode. And Naruto is good, but not as good as any other anime. One Piece is way better than Naruto. Thank you, Flair. Although I do disagree about One Piece, but I agree with your point in general. You understand me.
So I'm like,
You were
okay,
saying?
I'll give.
You
give
barely
Demon Slayer-
watched one episode of Demon Slayer. Actually, give it a good point.
I'll watch like the rest of the episodes. I
right.
might.
All right,
like-
so give it more.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's get back to our point. So yeah, Akira Kurosawa was one of the first many to actually the original person to actually inspire samurai genre into media.
Well, how do you pronounce his name? Akira
Kurosawa.
Kurosawa.
Yeah.
I think he's the man that inspired George Lucas, right? Didn't he he got inspiration for Darth Vader from his
Yeah,
movies?
yeah.
And the lightsaber
Yeah,
combat.
Yeah.
Right.
As we probably said in a couple episodes before, lightsaber combat is actually based on
Samurai combat.
yes, kendo and kenjutsu
Yeah.
and all that, plus other kinds of combat. When the series grow, when Star Wars grew into an expanded universe, lots of other fighting techniques were used.
But not samurai techniques, like other.
Well, no, they do use samurai techniques as a
Yeah.
base, but there were other forms of combat as well.
So that's for Star Wars. What other genres were affected, or mediums were affected by the samurai theme?
All right, besides Star Wars, I'd say anime.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of TV shows were also affected. Movies, without a doubt. Samurais were one of the samurai as a genre or as a time period. Gaming,
Yeah.
as well. One of the most popular gaming periods of samurai will always be the Sengoku era, Meiji era, Edo period. All those, these are the most sought out gaming periods when it comes to making a samurai genre game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When did the samurai first appear in history? The 13th century or before that?
Before that, I'm not exactly sure about the origins of samurai as a class.
Yeah.
But the class of samurai was disbanded after the 18th century.
Why? Because of the guns and right? Because of the production of guns.
Can I tell the story?
Yeah, sorry.
Can I tell the story?
Sorry, guy. I thought you finished.
Can I tell the
Yeah,
story?
yeah,
I mean,
sure.
please. All right. Does the sword katana have different styles and shapes? Okay. The hilt will have different shapes. That's for sure. Some will be slightly curved. Others will be straight. There are the katanas. Basically, they all have a curved edge. All right. A blunt edge at the back and a sharp edge at the front. Always with a slight moon-like lunar-shaped surface on the top. However, you will definitely see that they barely have any shape. Some may not curve as much as the next one, but there are something called ninjato. All right,
What's that ninjato?
ninjato is basically a ninja weapon. All right, the tsuba, the guard, is square.
Yeah.
All right, the hilt is straight, and the blade is straight as well,
Yeah.
but slightly curved at the top. All right, look it up, ninjato.
I want to know, like, cause the thing is with the samurai weapons that, like, because they're curved, like, for example, the odachi,
Yes.
it's curved, but doesn't, like, that kind of put you at a disadvantage?
No, the odachi itself is a different kind of advantage because it's meant to go against people with the cavalry. But look up ninjato.
Ninjato. Oh yeah, so this is like a normal sword.
No, it's actually a ninja sword.
Ninja sword, yeah.
Yeah. You see?
Yeah, I've seen this before.
Yeah, that's a ninja sword. Most of them they use it for backhand and stuff, but that's a ninja-based weapon.
I feel like the curved weapons kind of, I don't know, like there are like other samurai weapons that are more curved than the odachi, right?
It could be there. Yeah, that's where the disadvantage may occur.
Because like if
Too
it's
curvy.
Curved, yeah, if it's too curvy, yeah, that's a problem. If it's too curvy, then it kind of puts
Yeah.
you at a disadvantage.
Makes the draw a little bit worse, and
Yeah.
more possibly it's more decorative than
Yeah.
weaponry.
And it actually puts, like, might harm the user even, like, more, right?
It, again, depends on how the user will wield it.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know when how the draw is made or how the fighter would fight. How would he pick up the sword? The draw is like this.
Yeah.
All right, and you immediately go into the stance. Now, when you do that, that is how you take your ready position. However, when here it is. Does Bleach the anime based on something that had to do with Japan and samurai? Also, I'm sorry I'm asking too many questions. No, actually, it's fine, Flair. We actually encourage people to ask more questions, and we're thank you for watching and subscribing to us, really. Yeah, Bleach originally was a supernatural anime, where you fight ghosts known as the Hollows. You ever watched Bleach? Of
No.
course not. So you fight the Hollows, ghosts, but later on, the series evolved. When you're fighting others, Soul Reapers, Shinigami, it becomes more samurai-based combat because you're fighting, using energy and Kido and what else? Using katanas and things like that. That's where the samurai genre was more affected. Though, to be honest, it looked like the Ichigo sword was way too big to be considered a katana. It looked like a butcher's knife, to be honest, after it got its shikai. When it got its bankai, it looked more like a katana, of course. That's when I'd say more and more samurai influence became more into him, and as well as his shihakusho, which is basically the Shinigami kimono, looked more like a regular kimono in his bankai form. And you'll notice that more and more, you see even the aristocratic samurai from Byakuya's case, as well as the wild samurai or the other used weapons from, let's say Abarai Renji or Madarame Ikkaku, and of course, let's not forget Zarakai Kinpachi.
Do all samurais use swords, like long-based weapons, or do some use?
All right. This is a point where we can get to, actually, that the historical accuracy of samurai weaponry. Okay? The most basic weapon of the samurai is to use katana from a single school, from a single martial arts school. There wasn't a divided martial arts, it was always a single one. Okay?
Yeah.
After years and years, everything became diluted. Okay? That's another thing. Secondly, bows and arrows. Very basic. And of course, you do it on a horse.
Yeah.
They are very similar to knights in terms of comparison. Knights were always a horseman, right?
Yeah.
There you go. That's one of the things. Any of those throwing daggers or shurikens or kunais or anything like that were forbidden.
Yeah.
Of course, poison forbidden. Stabbing in the back forbidden. You can definitely use a dagger,
Yeah.
right? But it's in terms of if you lose your sword or if you can kill yourself with it.
Oh, so you only use it as like a last resort.
As a last resort. Samurais value honor to a very, very, very big point. Okay?
Yeah.
So they want to die with whatever honor they have preserved. Alright? You learn this also from watching the movie Last Samurai, if you ever seen it.
No.
Of course you haven't seen it. Why about your mother? Okay, so they say that committing it was called harakiri,
Yeah.
but that's more different. That's more of a dying with the shame you got. The shame.
Yeah.
But to die with honor, with whatever honor you have left, it's called seppuku. Harakiri, which means just opening your belly and that's it. You die with shame.
Yeah.
That's it. But with seppuku, you literally stab yourself in the stomach,
Yeah.
open it slightly a bit, then your best friend or your most loyal retainer would cut off your head.
Yeah. So it's like a
It's a ritual. It's a ritual suicide, as they
Yeah.
call it. Not a term that I would use, but it is literally the most basic term for it. I know I can't say it, but I just like you to know this is an explanation for
Yeah.
the thing. You know? Yeah.
Or is the samurai like culture just exclusive to the Japanese culture, or are there samurais in from like the Chinese culture or the
Chinese, no, but there were some European samurais.
like in where
Actually, there was an. Actually, here's a funny thing. There's an African samurai.
like still now, or did
No,
they exist like
one,
before?
one only.
Who?
I don't remember. He was a loyal retainer of this an old warlord
Yeah.
named Nobunaga Oda. His name was Sasuke. You know, that's just it. They called him Sasuke. Apparently, he was from somewhere in like Brazil or Africa or some of the South American countries. You know, he spoke Spanish. He was a slave.
Yeah.
Nobunaga bought him, and then he became. And then he taught him how to. And then he taught him a little more about samurai combat, and he became a samurai. Apparently, by understanding. But most of the other samurai believed that it stays in the blood. As you said, they believed that it was only exclusive to them, the Japanese.
Yeah.
So, and also samurai blood families. So if you belong to a samurai family, you're definitely gonna get it's a one career path, you know?
Yeah.
You know, if you're a samurai, your son is gonna be a samurai, and his son will be a samurai, and his son, and his son, to the
Yeah.
end of time. See my point?
So the Japanese had samurai like in the past. So what did the Chinese, the Koreans have? Like what was their
Chinese? I'm not so sure. They had lots of warriors. They had lots of types of warriors. There's no name for them. Basically, it was just soldiers.
soldiers? Or...
Oh yeah, soldiers, warriors. The definition of the word warrior doesn't exactly mean it doesn't stick to like a fighter or a soldier. It could be different for any reasons. You know, you got also what's his name? Like the Koreans, not sure. I haven't actually got into their history a lot more, but definitely, again, warriors there.
How accurate was Ghost of Tsushima when it comes to the event? How accurate were they? Did they make some adjustments just for the game?
They made some adjustments. Yes, one of them was Clan Sakai. It wasn't exactly. It wasn't exactly what do you call it? The Sakai clan was not technically involved with the Tsushima incident.
Yeah.
But it did exist in the actual history. They didn't have the same symbol, or they were not there, basically. But I think they just wanted to, who knows how they came up with it. Who knows? Yeah, that's pretty much it. The rest of anything else, they definitely went to the island. And they did what's it called? They did a lot of landscape.
Yeah.
Looking at the landscape, took a lot of scenery. The visionary was amazing, of course. They had to do a lot with the mountains and landscape and stuff. They definitely had to make it like as small or as big as possible
Yeah.
because open world games.
Yeah, open world games. Yeah.
Open world games definitely have to have a lot of content when it comes to like fast travel or anything like that. That's pretty much it. Yeah. I'd say it was very close to accurate.
Yeah.
And visuals, yes. History, yes. Not exactly, not 100%, but yes, it's still accurate. In terms of actual samurai combat, history, but not all history. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
How did the protagonist start? Like, what was he like? Some nobody or?
But let's. I'll explain that.
Yeah.
But let's answer the. Is there any samurai game that are multiplayer? All right. To answer your question, yes, there are samurai games that are multiplayer. There's Ghost of Tsushima Legends, not related to the story, so you could definitely go into co-op. It's a co-op game, by the way. All right, and it's free. I think you can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's free without the game. But actually, maybe you need the game to get it. So it's up to you. You can play with 2 players or 4 players, right? So definitely, you don't go against each other. You always go against AI. So yeah, that's pretty much.
I think I want a samurai game, but I would want it something like For Honor. I don't know if you've played that, but
another good one. Yes, so there's For Honor,
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima Legends, Nioh 1, Nioh 2. There's a lot of others. There are Samurai Warriors. They're more co-op based, but I don't think the servers will work that well. So it's up to you, Flair, depending on what you're into, really. Dark Souls, not samurai, but you have samurai builds, so you can choose that. Elden Ring, as well. That's another example. You can make your own samurai build and go out there and be like a samurai. That actually does have a samurai build. You start with a samurai build. That's how. I think that's pretty much it. Samurai games have been known to be like didn't have that much in terms of online playability. Not a lot of people like it. I don't know why.
Would samurais, like back in the past, would samurais, like if they were to battle like against one person, as in like a duel?
Yes.
If they won the fight, would they like spare the person, or do they have to kill the person?
They have to kill the person.
They had to, like, there's no going back.
There's no going back. You see, samurais are always more of a one-on-one fight to the death. It's always been like that. But they were extremely into etiquette. You know what I mean by etiquette?
Yeah.
That's what made them lose against the Mongols from the beginning. To answer your first question, what was the protagonist like in Ghost of Tsushima? Jin Sakai. All right, he's actually one of the ruling families in Tsushima Island. So he was born and raised as a samurai in a castle.
Yeah.
See what I mean? All right. So he wasn't a nobody. Yeah, but he did lose in the first battle. So pretty much he didn't lose, but he did lose. But it was more of like he had to regain some of his honor or some of his You get him right?
Yeah. What do samurai do besides fight with blades? What are some of the activities or things they do besides fighting with blades?
Writing poetry.
Writing poetry.
Yeah, writing poetry. Yeah, they write poetry. They make. Did you know that actually before they die, they actually write poems?
Before they die, they write poems?
Yeah, it's called a death poem.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's like about themselves.
About themselves, about what they see, about what they've seen, about the leaves, the snow, the sun, the moon, things like that.
Yeah.
It's one of the ways of how they want to express their final moments and what they've seen before they kick the bucket. Or before they go into a battle,
Yeah.
They know there's no escape from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying if the enemy surrendered, the samurai won't spare them?
Surrender, maybe, yes. Maybe. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of the stuff we've seen in samurai genre is too romanticized.
Yeah.
They make them seem so heroic. Not all of them were heroic in the past. It's a fact. It's a historical fact, but yes, it's a fact.
So the samurai don't consider themselves heroes or villains. They're like,
look, there are samurais. They're way too proud. That will just put themselves out there above others.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's also samurais there who actually believe in the nobility of the cause, and there are people who are too rigid in their ways that they believe that they are, that some things they should live by the code and die by the code, even if it leads to their death.
But speaking of the Sengoku era, why did you call yourself Sengoku? Like what? It's probably because of that era, but like why
Yeah.
exactly?
Sengoku era is known to be one of the most historic and well-remembered eras
Yeah.
of Japanese history. It's actually the longest civil wars
Yeah.
in history of mankind, and people don't even know it or know much about it. You know, it lasted for hundreds of years.
And what does that name have a meaning? Sengoku or
Warring
not?
warring states.
Warring states. Oh.
Yeah, there were actually lots of states in Japan, and they were all under the command of a single warlord. All right.
Yeah.
And they wanted to control the shogunate or the emperor at that time, so they would have controlling interest of the country. That's what they did. Mostly they either kidnap or threaten or blackmail the shogunate. Not pretty, but what you do what you gotta do to actually what do I say, rule the country.
Yeah.
One person came close to it though.
Who?
Nobunaga Oda. And you'll find him in lots of samurai games as portrayed as the villain. Some other even portray him as a hero. But he died in 1582. He came this close, but he died in 1582. He killed himself.
Why did he kill himself?
He was betrayed. The entire castle or grounds where he was in was set on fire because he was betrayed by one of his top retainers, Mitsuhide Akechi, and he ruled the country for shortest time possible. How many? Just guess.
A month?
Actually, half that.
15 days? Really?
Oh yeah, about 2 weeks or so. Mitsuhide Akechi was a great betrayer. He had support, yes, but the guy's a traitor. So he went up against the remnants of Nobunaga Oda's army. All right. After that, he died after one battle. All right. After that, though he did rule the country for like a couple of weeks. That's it. He died. You know.
So like, I feel like when it comes to samurai films, I feel like that's missing. Before there used to be a lot, but now it's like because the last samurai film I've seen like a samurai film. I think it's called The Ronin. Keanu Reeves was in it.
Don't watch that. Don't watch
Yeah,
that.
you remember that, right?
I know, 47 Ronin.
Yeah, 47.
Don't watch that. Don't watch that. Though it was very good to tribute for the people who did sacrifice themselves.
Yeah.
But honestly, that movie, not that good. Way too Chinese magic.
Yeah.
You want a good samurai movie? 13 Assassins.
13 Assassins.
Watch that. You'll thank me. It's in Japanese. Trust me. Watch 13 Assassins. You'll thank me. You'll like it.
Do you think that like there should be more Japanese like samurai movies now?
Yes, but that's only my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Although, believe me, I would like to see more Japanese samurai movies. With a good plot.
Yeah.
13 Assassins had a good plot.
I would honestly want to watch a samurai movie, like a movie that's set, like for example, like now, like in this modern era.
There
wouldn't be guns. There wouldn't be guns. There would just like the samurai would still exist. So it's like samurai in present day.
It wouldn't work.
Like at all? Come on, maybe it would, right?
Well, some people.
If they didn't have guns.
The problem is they're gonna be accurate. So they're gonna put you as a person who's using a sword in the modern age.
Yeah.
Just one person. While everyone else is using guns, you're using a sword. That's how they're gonna portray you. Always. It's always gonna be like that. If it's in a modern day thing. So what you're going to see, there is one movie, however. You can try and watch it if you want. It's called Yakuza Princess.
I've heard about it. Yeah, I've heard
very popular. Try it. It's very good. Samurai accurate in terms of weaponry and combat, and the actress is Japanese. Try it, really. Did you know she was a singer?
Who?
The actress
Really?
in Yakuza Princess. This was her first film debut.
What do you mean lose her first film debut?
She was the first time she was on the movie.
Oh.
She was always into like singing and
Yeah.
music stuff, but this was her first movie. So what's next?
What's next? I think we covered everything.
I think there's more. Like what else can we talk about?
What else?
Let me see that.
Yeah, it looks like it seems like we covered everything.
Impact of the gaming industry. Did we talk about that?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Crucial accuracy and representation. Okay, that's that. Production. Notable samurai games. Okay.
Yeah, we did discuss that.
No. We. Really?
Yeah, when Flair was asking what games should I play.
Oh no. This was like multiplayer
Yeah.
games. Multiplayer games. This is notable games. This one's a good one. All right. Other notable games. Now, currently, the most AAA game that is known so far is
Ghost of Tsushima.
without a doubt. It almost won Game of the Year,
Mm.
except it, of course, it lost to Last of Us.
The Last of Us Part 2? Really? Like, I really thought that...
During
Ghost of-
Game of the Year, really, it was competing with Ghost of Tsushima. Did you know that Ghost of Tsushima actually got delayed?
Why did it get delayed?
It was actually it was going to get this. It was going to be released during the same week as Last of Us Part 2. It would have been completely overshadowed.
Oh. Not necessarily. Yeah,
Yes.
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Because The Last
People-
of Us is more...
Think of it this way: some people would actually play Last of Us 2 more than Ghost of Tsushima, so they gave them 3 weeks delay.
Yes.
All right, 3 weeks delay. I was actually kind of pissed
But
because I pre-ordered the game.
Yeah.
All right, I pre-ordered the game, and when it came, when I saw that the delay happened, I was like, "What the?"
But it was good that they delayed it so that they could make more money.
Of
Yeah.
course, it's not about that. The game would have been overshadowed.
Overshadowed, yeah.
You know, because of all the hype over
The Last of Us Part 2, yeah.
nobody would care about Ghost of Tsushima.
But I'm surprised that Ghost of Tsushima lost to The Last of Us Part 2 because some people say, like, I've heard a lot of people say that it's a bad game, but-
we both know why it lost to Ghost of Tsushima, and we're not gonna say
Yeah.
it because we're gonna end up in a big loop over here. You know what I mean? Back to our point. So Ghost of Tsushima is currently one of the most iconically known.
Games of, like, this generation.
Yes, games of this generation.
Yeah.
That is a AAA game. It's actually a Japanese. You know, I actually know the guy who did the mocap for this game.
Who is it?
He did motion capture for samurai moves.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a good buddy of mine in Japan. His name is Ide Yusetsu. Yeah.
Like, how did, like...
He told me before the game came out that he was sent to Sucker Punch for motion capturing the game.
He was the one that was, like, doing the motion capture for the main character.
Not for the main character. The one who did the main character was another character called Daisuke. All right, he was he did mocap for samurai moves, for the moves themselves. You know, all the moves.
I wonder, like, is motion capture really, like hard? Is it hard or...
Yes.
No, but it depends
You
on
wa-
what you're doing, right?
Oh yeah, I think it depends on.
But I
what-
think when it comes to samurai, it's hard.
Of course,
Right,
you have to
'cause-
replicate the
yeah.
very moves that
Yeah.
you have learned into combat. Yeah. So I'd say, all right, definitely most notable game again is Ghost of Tsushima. I think the next one will be called Yakuza Ishin, which is based in, like, let's say the pre-Meiji era, in the Edo period. All right, very good. It's a very good game. All right, although to be honest, took their sweet ass time in actually releasing it.
I would...
No. You know why?
Why?
You know how long it took them to release it in the U.S.?
How long?
9 years.
Why
This
did it take that long?
Yakuza Ishin
Yeah.
was. Do you know when it first came out? 2014. The same year as the. What was it called? The same year as the. It was actually a launch title for the PS4. See what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was exclusive only to Japan. The Japanese were worried that a Japanese samurai game would not do well in the West.
In the West, yeah.
What gave them confidence?
What game gave them confidence?
Exactly. What gave them confidence?
Yeah, like, yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is actually an American game that that is based in Japanese history, okay, and did so well in the West and Japan as well. Made even more popular. Everything more popular. The Japanese culture, samurai culture, etc. Yakuza Ishin gained the confidence to release in the West. Again, took their sweet ass time.
Yeah.
But all in all, they released in the West.
Was it released on like the PS5 or the PS4?
It was released in the PS4, but I think it was more actually, yeah,
remastered,
PS5.
right? Like remastered for the PS5.
Remastered.
Yeah.
But they changed a couple of motion captures and things like that to make it more recent.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about
2014. Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, big time. So they definitely remastered, enhanced a lot of the graphics, and changed a lot of the motion to keep it more current. So yeah.
Like hopefully like more Japanese companies produce games and releases like not just in Japan.
Yeah.
But everywhere in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So another one would be Sengoku Basara. It's like playing what's it called, Samurai Warriors, but the characters they're like their voice actors are the ones from Devil May Cry. You know how?
How?
Because the company that developed it is Capcom. Sengoku Basara.
Yeah.
It's a classic. Look it up. But you won't find it on PS4.
I really want them to add like a samurai character in Street Fighter 6. I think that would be really cool. Like
You have Japanese characters.
No, but I want like a samurai.
You're not gonna get it. Street Fighter is about hand-to-hand combat. You want a samurai character? Play Soul Calibur.
No, actually, in Street Fighter 6, there's a person that uses like nunchucks. The girl.
Nunchucks aren't samurai. They're not samurai.
No, but like you said, like the hand-to-hand combat. But this one uses a weapon, an object.
It's just there. You try Mortal Kombat. That's more maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So Sengoku Basara. All right. Not exactly samurai, but Devil May Cry 5 or Devil May Cry in general, where you get to play Virgil. You know.
Yeah, Dante's brother.
Dante's brother. All right. So he uses a katana while Dante uses his
guns.
And Rebellion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's very notable. Definitely, that's a good one. For Honor. Changed during the years, of course. Became more Fortnite-y. With Battle Pass and things like that. Didn't have Battle Pass before. What else? Not exactly Samurai, but I would say Star Wars, Jedi, both Fallen Order and Survivor.
Yeah,
both of them could be considered samurai-ish.
Yeah.
Based on the story, based on the combat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What else? Nioh 1, Nioh 2. Any Dark Soul game with a samurai build. Elden Ring because it has a samurai build. Wild Hearts. Wild Hearts is a good samurai game, even though you fight giant beasts. Unlike what's it called? Monster Hunter. This one, Wild Hearts, is more Japanese and samurai based. Very good. Samurai Warriors, can't exactly pick one, but recently there's been Samurai Warriors 5. I would recommend that for sure.
Isn't there a game called like Dynasty Warriors?
There is.
It's called Dynasty Warriors.
There is.
Right?
They're made by the same company, Koei Tecmo.
Yeah.
Same company that made Samurai Warriors. They made Dynasty Warriors. They even made Warriors Orochi, which is a crossover of all the warriors.
Yeah.
But of course, not everyone started hating Dynasty Warriors now.
Why?
There's literally over 200 characters, and you don't know what to pick anymore.
But isn't that good because there's like more selections?
No, it just keeps it more confusing. They're really releasing more and more characters that are just either young, handsome, or handsomely young, or cute, or cutely young. or old.
But do those characters have different mechanics? Like, do they have different moves, or
They have different moves.
or are they similar?
They have different moves,
Yeah.
but it's just adding them sometimes will be pointless, and they just keep on adding more and more characters. It just keeps getting confusing. You know, they can either, most of them haven't even bothered changing the designs of the characters. What they did was try to create Dynasty Warriors in an open world based game, but it didn't go that well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're basically they made it that you can travel from one place to another, using a horse or just walking to it, or walking to like or running, or you know. Didn't go that well. Didn't go that well, really. Because people believe that Dynasty Warriors games in general should not be open world. So what happened.
So what other games besides the Dynasty or
Dynasty wasn't counted as Samurai, it's Chinese.
Oh, Chinese. Oh.
So I definitely would go with Samurai Warriors. What else? Dimension Nio, For Honor, Souls games, Elden Ring, Wild Hearts, Yakuza. I'm talking about the recent. Anyone would actually. Oh yeah, Way of the Samurai. Yeah. Although it was back in the days of PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3 only had Way of the Samurai 4. Did not market that well. Everybody forgot about it. So. What else? You also have Western Samurai, as we mentioned before. I think that's pretty much it as far as I can remember. There is also Tenchu, but that's a Warriors game. No, not Ninja game. Sorry, Tenchu. Tenchu's a ninja game. Oh yeah, Onimusha. I can't believe I forgot Onimusha. Though you do fight demons, but then again, use samurai-based weapons. They're magical, but again, samurai-based weapons.
Are there samurai games that are like, for example, Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat? Like it's like that way of fighting.
Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur, although not technically a samurai game, but a lot of people use the samurai character Mitsurugi. All right. There's also other kind of characters such as 2B from Nier. All right. There's also characters that use scythes, nunchucks, Chinese swords, a staff, great swords, you know, or other swords, other types of swords, you know. They even have Geralt of Rivia. Geralt of Rivia.
Yeah, from The Witcher. Yeah.
Yeah, they have in that game. Soul Calibur 6. What else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Kratos was even once in Soul Calibur, in a past expansion.
Yeah.
You know, in an older game. I think that's pretty much it. Soul Calibur, not exactly a samurai game, but definitely does have
samurai characters.
Popular samurai characters. Yeah.
I think that's about it, right?
Alright, yeah. Do we have any other points we can talk about? I mean, what about the conclusion?
Conclusion.
What about this? The cultural impact. Did we talk about the cultural impact? I think that was the first thing we actually talked about.
Yeah, we did talk about that, yeah.
So let's just recap for a minute before we conclude.
Yeah.
So I'd say the cultural impact. Samurais have always had a big cultural impact over society in terms of remembering what the Japanese people stood for and the battles that they've had when they had the samurai. You know, there was actually a final battle for the samurai before they transitioned into back into farmers or anything like that. You know, most samurais are actually farmers.
After that period they became.
No.
What?
It's their in between job.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. There's samurai who were born, though they're called farmer samurai. It's actually for real. There are samurais who are actually, they come in the grades. You know, there's samurai who are, what do you call it? Man, there's samurai who are of lower tier, lower level, lower class.
Yeah.
All right. There's samurai who are born into that family. You know, you got the foot soldiers. All right. You got the generals. You got the commanders, things like that. You know how do you differentiate between classes of samurai?
How?
The armor.
The armor, yeah.
The more extravagant the armor is, the higher the rank. You know, how do you know you know how what do you call it? You know how you can tell the general?
How?
He's got horns.
Most of the, like that's only the general has horns.
Some if it's like very extravagant and looks like super heavy, then that means that he's the general of the army. All right, but he doesn't do much of the fighting.
He just like commands them.
But he has to command them properly. Yeah. Otherwise, he'll just be sending them to their deaths, and that does happen. Sometimes there are actually generals who are very heartless. They would just send their soldiers to the
to just die.
Yeah, just go, die. I command you, in the name of honor. I'm not making fun. I'm sorry if I seemed a little bit heartless, but not heartless. I mean, disrespectful. I'm sorry, but to be honest, there were some samurai generals that were so selfish that they did not even care about their warriors or their soldiers. So they just sent them to die. Though there were some who actually fought with their warriors. Yeah, they actually believed that you are not one. You don't. You're like this. Some samurai generals did believe this. You don't have the right to command unless you join your soldiers in the field of battle. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a good saying.
That's actually true on many samurai generals, but some of them died before their time. You know.
So let's see. What else can we talk about? Oh, final thoughts on Ghost of Tsushima.
Right.
How good is the game? You gave it 10 out of 10. Like, would you say that it's the best game you've played in
I'd say
the PS5 generation?
I'd say it's the best game I've played as a samurai game.
Yeah.
Samurai game. It actually gave me the feeling that I can actually fight as a warrior. It gave me the feeling that I can actually, fight. Fight against like desperate odds. Even though it can seem very desperate, I have lots of hope there. It shows me that there are other ways to the path of honor. That the warrior is not just one path; it's many paths. And there's always more ways to do your duty than just one way. Or like the way.
Yeah.
The way you've been taught, or the way you've been born to be taught, or something like that. Sometimes I just get lost in the visuals. I just literally just stand there for like a couple of minutes, and I let Jin actually play some music. Oh really? He plays the flute. He takes out the flute and he just plays some music, and man, it's relaxing, And you can literally just look up at the moon in the game.
Yeah. And
it will literally mesmerize you. I really recommend you try it. Not based on the fact that I'm a fan boy, as you might say, but really, the game definitely deserves a lot of respect.
Yeah.
It actually opened up quite a bit of awareness. You know how? They made the game developers ambassadors of Tsushima, the island.
Yeah.
So, and they're helping restore it.
Really? Wow. So it's impacted like other stuff besides the gaming industry.
Exactly. They made the game developers of the game and Sucker Punch into ambassadors of Tsushima. This is actual news, by the way. Ambassadors of Tsushima.
Yeah, it's a big
cultural awareness. Come on, you don't get better. You gotta get bigger than that, right?
Yeah. It's a big job.
It is a big thing. It's a big thing that you're actually. And this came from what? From the game itself.
Yeah.
Sucker Punch, which is the developer and producer and publisher of Ghost of Tsushima, is what happened. The game had cultural awareness. Come on.
Yeah, you rarely see games impacting stuff other than the gaming industry.
Exactly. Now we know, of course, Last of Us impacted in a different way, but Ghost of Tsushima impacted it again in a different way itself.
Yeah.
Last of Us just impacted the industry and awareness of a different kind.
Yeah.
All right. Ghost of Tsushima impacted awareness in terms of a culture that was lost but never forgotten. Lost but never forgotten.
Yeah.
I truly tell you, the game definitely does open like a lot of interpretation. Actually, if you wanna see how it looks, you can check my live streams of it.
In the game, did they like set up a cliffhanger for the next game or not? It's like they just end it.
They end it, but there's just room to interpretation.
Oh,
Because there's a choice thing in the end.
yeah.
You'll have to play it for yourself. I'm not gonna ruin for you. You'll have to play, and at the end, you're gonna be given a choice. And when that choice happens, you'll have to, do it on your own. See what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look it up, and trust me, I'll tell you one thing: you will not regret it. The game is definitely worth playing, and of course, as I tell you, there's co-op mode, and it has nothing to do with the story. So you can play it, no problem. Yeah.
So is there anything else we?
No, I think we covered everything else. What do you got? I mean, do you have any questions or anything?
No, I think that's about it.
All right, so I think we covered about anything. Thanks to everybody who actually Flair and Sam Moing. It's pretty pronounced that name. Sorry about that. Thanks for commenting. I honestly really enjoyed this episode. I really loved talking about Ghost of Tsushima and Samurai Gaming, and I hope to have another one, really. And I hope to we have more people in our next conversation. Hopefully I get to talk more about samurai games in general. I can never stop talking about samurai games, really. I mean, if you give me like literally 2 hours or 3 hours, I would fill it with samurai gaming, samurai anime, samurai TV shows, samurai movies. There's even a samurai drama where a samurai actually protects a cat.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Neko Samurai. Cat Samurai. Yeah. He actually was supposed to kill the cat because apparently it was possessed by a demon or something, but he couldn't.
Why? Because it was a cat?
No, because it was a cute cat. I'm not even kidding. See my point? It was so cute, he couldn't kill it. Now he takes care of it and every day, and it's now part of his life. Every time he walks around, it's in his kimono. Can you believe it?
And like, does the cat talk or like?
No, it's just there.
Yeah.
It's just there. It's just, and he cleans it up sometimes. It's like he's the tough guy, a tough samurai guy, and then suddenly you feel that he's kind of a softie when he just looks at the cat. He washes it, gives it a special pillow and everything. I mean, wow, look it up. It's a drama. It might be nice. Neko Samurai could be funny and a little bit of action as well, And the opening intro gets your heart pumping. Really, if you like anime music.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that kind of music is definitely like anime music. So definitely write that down for you. All right, write it down. Neko.
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 Ko.
Space. Samurai. Yeah. Watch this. Probably. I need to watch it again or something. Trust me. This one is definitely a good show to watch. It's funny and it's got possibly drama. So again, thanks everybody for watching us. This was Kutiar from a lovely episode about samurai, because I'm the Qatari samurai.
And I'm the Qatari Jedi. So it's kind of like.
I'm gonna throw my coffee at you, even though it's haram. I'm not gonna care. Fine, go ahead.
And I'm the Qatari Jedi as he's the Hobbit.
Alright, we wish you all a good night, and we'll see you all next week with another fun-filled episode with Qatartainment. Alright, have a good night. See ya. End stream. Stream has ended.